Hey everyone, I'm Nelle, and I'm so glad you're here. If you're at a job you can't stand anymore, or if you feel like your potential is being wasted in your current role, or you feel like you've hit a wall in your career and you're in panic mode, this webinar is for you. Even if you're not entirely sure what your next move should be, but anything's better than what you're going through now, the good news is you have options. And today, we're going to explore how life design coaching can help you create a life that actually works for you. But before we do that, let's talk about why it's so easy to slip into default mode in the first place. Well, for one, we're programmed quite early to accept default mode as the only mode to follow in life. In our very early young adult years, we're told pick a good major, get a good job, and climb the corporate ladder. But we're never really encouraged to stop and ask, is this even the right path for me? And as time goes on, you don't check in with yourself and ask, is this still what I want? Is this fun for me? Am I passionate about what I'm pursuing? Is what I'm doing even checking all of the boxes for me on a personal and a professional level? And you end up not checking in because you get comfortable, you get complacent. Even if the warning signs are there, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But default mode feels a lot like coasting. Life is happening, but we're not really steering. And when we neglect to course correct, that's when we end up getting stuck. And staying stuck has a cost. It's just one you simply can't afford. You know those warning signs that I mentioned earlier? Well, it's these 5 things that can absolutely happen as a result of being stuck. And you might even be going through this right now, like stagnation. You might be at a point where you've just stopped growing in your career altogether. Maybe the roles have dried up, or you're just not challenged, or you've done all that you can in your current industry and you don't really know where to go from here. Or you might be too afraid to jump to another career because of the financial risk. You have the stability right now of a good paying job, and you're not sure if you'll find something as lucrative. So you don't make any moves. And then there's opportunities, the ones that you just didn't pursue or the ones that you missed out on because you felt stuck. The collaboration you never pursued, the job you didn't apply for, the business that you didn't start, and there's this big one, living someone else's version of success, whether it's something from your parents, what they used to tell you, or your partner, or maybe even your past self. You might be living a life or following a path that was never really the right one to begin with. Or you chased a career because it was hot at the time and now you absolutely hate it. And of course, there's emotional burnout. Being stuck has caused you a lot of frustration or fatigue, anxiety, depression. You might look like you're doing okay on the outside, but on the inside, it's a completely different story. So you and I both know there's a huge risk in staying stuck. But with special guidance, you can change all of that. And a life design coach is the one who can help make that happen. A life design coach, such as myself, is a strategist, guide, and part cheerleader. My job is to walk alongside you, not to tell you where to go, but to help you get clear on what you want, what fits, and what's possible. And that's where this roadmap comes in. First, we start with reflection. I help you look inward to identify your values, your talents, and your interests. And then we move on to brainstorming, where we break out of default thinking and imagine what could be. And then next we move into exploration. We try new things, we test ideas, we gather real-world data. And then we move on to planning, where we connect the dots between what you want and how to get there. And then finally, we take action. We take small intentional steps with a strategy to help you move closer to a life that truly fits you. So if you're thinking, okay, this sounds like something I might need or really need, let me show you how the Life Design Program works and how it can help you. All right, so let's get to the good stuff. You have 2 options for joining the Life Design Program. The first is in person right here in the North Carolina Piedmont Triad area, or by participating virtually from wherever you are in the world for the 8-week coaching experience. If you're in the in-person track, we'll meet on a weekly basis for hands-on workshops and guided activities. All the sessions are highly interactive and you'll get all of your physical materials up front. I also want to add that based on enrollment size for the in-person track, you'll have the opportunity to connect with others for group coaching activities and even meet up for special events, which I think is important because when you're in a group session or a group setting, you really want to have the ability to learn from each other, and that only magnifies the experience. And one of the best parts about this program is it gives you the chance to connect with others who are already doing the kind of work or living the kind of life that you want to live. It's a great way to have real conversations, observe up close, or even test drive those ideas before you make the leap and commit to a new path. So yes, you will be put in touch with those people so you can understand where you want to go from here. And even if you're not local, you can still roll up your sleeves, participate in those Zoom calls and all those creative breakout groups and many guided experiments as well. So whether it's testing a new idea, maybe connecting with someone in your future field, or making a small lifestyle shift, you'll have ways to start exploring, not just thinking. So again, both tracks benefit from that. So now that we've discussed the details of the program, what's included and how it's structured, let's talk about what it's not. This is a special program, and it's important to understand the kind of experience you're stepping into so that your expectations can align with the purpose of your journey. This is a guided, intentional, and interactive experience that gives you the tools, the structure, and the space to design a life that fits for you. So this is a life that makes sense for you, and it's grounded in reflection, creative exploration, and of course, practical strategy. And it's designed to support your next steps in life, whether that's career, passion projects, or even business ideas. But I want to be clear, this is not a life coaching program. You'll be supported by me, yes, but you're going to be in the driver's seat. You'll be discovering, testing, and designing what feels right for you, not waiting for advice or permission. And it's also not a therapy or an advising session. We're not diving into your past or working through personal challenges or emotional blocks. This experience is forward focused. It's about possibility, not problems. And most importantly, this isn't a job placement agency. You're not going to walk out with a new job or a business plan handed to you, but you will leave with clarity, direction, and a practical plan that reflects what you really want to pursue next. So think of this program as a choose your own adventure for your next chapter, and I'm just simply here to help guide you through it. So yes, it's an exciting and a fresh approach to career coaching, and I hope to see you because, hey, if you're at the point where you're absolutely done with your current job or you're ready to explore something new, like yesterday, then I encourage you to book a discovery call with me. You can go directly to my Calendly link and reserve a time that works best for you. The call is nothing more than a simple conversation to see if life design coaching is the right next step for you. And after you've done that, make sure you check out my free newsletter, Life Design with Nelle. I've got plenty of free downloads, insights, and actionable content waiting for you. So if you don't do anything else, be sure to read How to Design Your Career in the AI Age. Definitely want to check it out, so make sure you start there. But with that said, I want to thank you for taking the time to join me today, and I'll see you next time. Hope to hear from you soon.